Hey guys, my name is Shepherd's Eagle, welcome to this video. This is a new video format I will do every week, once on one day basically, and it's very personal. So let's get straight into it. I am doing a lot of stuff around coaching, around game play and around building a team, but I also want the League of Legends community to be a little bit more personal on a positive side. Because I felt like everyone has been focused quite a lot on the game and not so much on the community feeling itself, and I want to encourage you guys to take a step in that direction too, as I will do with this video format. Basically, this format is all about that I'm gonna tell you something about me, which is personal, which is from my life basically, which I consider important enough to talk about it. I'm gonna play a replay in the background, so we have a little bit of League of Legends content, of course, because it's still about the game, of course. Basically, in this video, as you can see from the title, I want to talk about an important lesson that I learned in my life on a way that was very tough and hard, but which also led me to my goal actually at the moment, to become a League of Legends coach, a team coach, not just any coach, a team coach. So the thing is, where I come from is a little bit difficult to explain, because I had a lot of issues with my physical body at some points in my life, and had to fight through a lot of pains, which led to the point that I didn't have any qualification for a specific job or something, and basically I was forced to get into work at some point that makes money, because I was really I didn't have any money. I was in debt. I really needed the money to get my life together, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago from now. So the lesson that I learned, I'm gonna explain in detail later, but you have to see the story first so you get what I learned from it. Basically, I worked my ass off in different kind of jobs. I had like 5 or 6 jobs in 3 years. Then I got married like 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago from now, and I have a son now. I am a father, and through all that time I worked myself up to being a sales manager, which was like the goal I had, to make it from zero to the top, if you want, because a sales manager is not a very easy job, and not a job you get just by applying for it and that's fine. Like, they would tell you anything what you had to do there and then it would work. It's something you really have to put a lot of effort into to even get recognized. So I did that work. I put all the work in I had to, and I finally got the job. That was like half a year ago. Like, it took me like 3 years basically to get there, to get that job. And it's if you don't know it, it's a well-paid job, so I earned good money there, and I was happy, because I did all the work to get this job to earn enough money for me and my family, my son. Our family situation is a little bit difficult at the moment, I would say, because I split up with my wife, but we are managing it pretty well. So our son is good. Like, everyone has his time with him. Like, we split up the week in half, but the lesson that I had to learn was, like, you could argue, hey, he got what he wanted, like a good job, good money coming in, like having the possibility to take care of my family, like, that should be great, right? And I thought about that this way when I took the job and worked my ass off on the job, because I was really performing on a very high level right on the point where I got into the job, because I had the ambition to really take off there, because I wanted to show everybody that I'm worth being there. Like, if you work that hard, if you learn every day about one thing, and you get the chance to really show show other people that you know what you're doing and that you're worth, that it's worth to have you in the company, for example. Like, you really want to prove yourself then. So I tried that, and it got very stressful for me, because I did sales just for the money, basically. Because in the beginning, like 2 or 3 years ago, I was figuring out how could I easily, without having to invest too much time, get a job where I can earn enough money to basically take care of myself and my family, my son. So what you see here is one of the results that happened afterwards. Like, when I took the job, it was so much stress for me, because it was a job I didn't like. Basically, I hate sales. I don't like sales. So I dropped out of the job again and had to get an ear surgery in, because my inner ear was damaged. So I was standing there, like, I worked my ass off, lost a lot of my time with my son when he was younger, just to get into that job. So then I got the job in March this year, and then Corona came in and they quit the contract right away, because they were like, well, we don't know what's happening with Corona, so we can't start working with you, basically. So I immediately dropped out of the job again. Like, I was basically in the job for 9 days, and then it was bye-bye. 3 months later, I hadn't found any work up until that point. On the one hand, because I was very frustrated that I put that much work in and they just dropped me out of a company like I wasn't even existing. And on the other hand, because it was really, really hard in the beginning of Corona to find a new job, because everyone was like, no, we don't want any new colleagues here or anything else, because we have to look if our resources of the company work in Corona. So there I was, 3 months without of work, getting even deeper into debt like I've never been before. So I think Corona is basically a tough thing for a lot of people, and I really, really want to give you a little bit of hope with that story too, that you can make it. Doesn't matter how hard it seems or how hard it is, in some way there will be a way to deal with it and to get through well. And even I will get through well, even though at the moment it's not going good for me at the moment. It's not going well at all. But maybe I will talk about my current situation a little bit later in this video format. If you want to hear about my current situation, you can post some comments below, so then I know that you guys are interested. Basically what happened then was 3 months later I got picked up by that company that dropped me out again, like a second time. They called me up and they were like, hey, we lost one guy in our team, do you want to join again? Like, really, this time? I was like, really? Like I hope you're not gonna drop me again like that early. And they were like, okay, no, you can work here, it's fine, perfect. Okay, I started working there again. And as I said, I put in a lot of effort, and with all that stress and the ear surgery, I dropped out of the job again. Like, they fired me again the second time, because they were like, sorry, we cannot wait a whole month for you to recover from the surgery. So that's legal. You can do that as a company in Germany. I'm living in Berlin, and I'm standing there without nothing again. So basically, the result of 3 years of damn hard work was basically nothing, zero. Just me being in a lot of debt, basically. So the lesson I learned from this is basically, I did this for the money, for my family, of course, which is not a bad thing to do. Like, if you are doing that, of course I can understand, because I did that too, it's understandable. But in hindsight, it cost me so much time and so much energy in my life to make it to that point, just to lose it all again within a second. Like, my boss was like, nah, he's sick for too long, or the surgery takes too long, let's drop him out again, there are other people waiting. And there I go. So basically I had to take control over my life in a situation where I was not able to do anything really, because after the surgery the doctor said that I have at least for a month keep calm and don't do anything stressful or even work or apply for jobs or anything like that. So basically I'm bound to sit around like for a whole month now, after I was sick for 3 weeks already. So basically like 2 months I have nothing that I can really do. I can't even spend a lot of time with my son because it's like a little child. He's like 1.5 years old now. You have to put in a little energy, and the doctor said that even that would be too much for me. So I had to keep that short too. And that led me to the point where I was like, okay, if I can put in that much work and make it this far in such a short period of time, like to the sales manager, which was my recent job. If I can make it in that short period of a time, it was like all in all, I think I invested 2 years. What I did basically, to explain that a little bit, was learning every day, like on my own basis basically. Like I had no one teaching me or anything. I was just like getting the information from the internet, from myself. So I had to gather all that information from the internet, and I became a good salesman, like a good salesperson, if you want to call it like that. And it worked out. It's still a job, you know, like I could have dropped out of any other job too, not only the sales manager. But to come to the final lesson now, the thing that I took away from that was I can work really hard and I can do whatever I want. And I want you to remember that, especially in a time like right now with Corona and all that stuff, when nothing really is secure or sure at any point, like no job is safe. You can lose whatever safe job you had up until that point, up until Corona came. You can lose it within 1 day or 2 days at the moment in this current situation, and I don't think it's gonna change that soon. So I took the opportunity to basically do something I like, because as I said, I hate sales. I don't like sales at all. It's a very, very, very important topic, and I think sales is very hardly underestimated in life. Like the skills you learn in sales are daily. You know, you can use the skills that you learn in the sales business in every possible situation, every day, like all day long, basically. In your normal life, not even just at work. It's very, very interesting, and I learned a lot from that. And I don't regret anything I did there. Don't get me wrong there. Like I don't regret that I've taken this path, basically. But yeah, the lesson I learned was basically that I can do whatever I want if I am able to work hard enough and put all the work and effort it needs to get where I want to get. And so I decided to basically now follow a passion of mine since I've been playing League of Legends for 5 and a little more, like 5.5 years now. Like basically whenever I had free time I was playing this game. And I've never been the best mechanical player, as you can see in the game, of course. But I always had this constant drive to work with people, to coach people. I've worked as a business coach before, as a trainer, as a drum teacher. Like I'm playing drums too, and all that kind of stuff. So basically 2 topics occurred for me. First one, something with League of Legends. Second one, something where I can teach or coach people. And I love to work with teams. So that's how it all came together for me, that I wanted to make it as a League of Legends team coach, which I'm working right now. And I'm just copying the exact same pattern that I did to learn sales like 2 years ago, but this is something that I like, this is something I enjoy, and I love the League of Legends community. I want to really say that and to put focus on that, because I think the League of Legends community is one of the greatest communities we have in gaming. Of course not the greatest, there are some communities you could argue that are a little bit more friendly, but since I want to really take the first step to change that a little bit, so the League of Legends community gets a little bit more warm and open to new people and not being only focused on the game that much and on all the frustration that comes into the games, maybe this will help a little bit. But something you can take away from that, if you want to take anything away from this, or if you just enjoy hearing some of my personal stuff, that's okay too. But if you want to take something away from that, if you have anything you really want to do, or a dream, or something you desire to how do you say? Like to give something a shot. It doesn't matter where you put your work in. If you work for a job you don't like but it gives good money, I get it, of course, but just think of it this way, as I just told you from my story. You can work hard in any kind of, well, field, or in any kind of job, or whatever business or company you want to work in. It doesn't matter which one, but you have to basically be able to work hard. If you can do that, you can do anything. You just have to be consistent as a pro player. Basically, you have to be consistent in your daily life too, to just pull things off, to just make it to where you want to be, or to where you want to go, basically. So that's something that took me a lot of time to really figure that out myself, because I had a time where I was just doing what I love, because I love playing drums too, for example. And I tried to open up a music school for drums, like a drum school. This was like 5 years or 4 years ago. It didn't work out, of course, because I had absolutely no idea how to build a business. So of course it failed. It had to fail, basically. But I got some good experience from it, so I don't regret anything I did in this regard. But you always have to learn something from mistakes you make. And I made a lot of mistakes in my life, not just in the past years. I also did some good stuff, some really great stuff. Of course, I have a son now. I love him more than the world, so that's a damn good thing that I did there. And yeah, as long as from the bad stuff you can take something away from that, then you're fine. So if you have a dream to come back to that, or anything you really want to give a shot, just do it. Because it's gonna be hard anyways, and a safe, secure job is only safe and secure until you lose it, basically, or you cannot work in it anymore because of several reasons. Some reasons like physical body problems, or even mental health problems, or if it's too much stress, or if it's corona, whatever you want. Like, at some point, a safe and secure job is not safe and secure anymore. And it's better to take over control of your life in your own fashion, if you want to call it like that, as I'm doing right now, because yeah, well, no one really expected me to do what I do right now. Like, everyone was like, "Oh, Dave, he made it!" Like, he got the job as a sales manager. Whoa! And everyone was like, "That's good. That's really cool." And oh, it's so good for him. And I was the only person basically who was not happy with that, because I was good with the money, but money is nothing if your health and especially your mental health suffers from that. So I would really encourage you guys to think a little bit more about what you really want in life, and to not just take the things as they come, but to go your own way. Because that's also something I really had to learn through that whole shitload of things I went through within the last years. Like, I was a guy who, like, maybe 5 years ago or something, was always like, okay, if something happens to me and it's good, I like it, and if something happens to me that's bad, well, I'm gonna cry a little bit, but that's alright. I'm gonna get over it. So basically I was just receiving something I got from life. Yeah, like a lot of people say this, like, if life gives me something good, I will take it, and if life gives me something bad, I have to accept it. Okay, like if no one had any possibility to influence what happens to them, and at some point I couldn't accept that anymore, because I had to find a way where I didn't see a way. Like, to get money from absolutely no job qualification at all. You can't imagine this. It's like, in my CV, it was like nothing was in there. If I took that to a company and to a boss who wanted to hire, for example, a customer service professional, I showed him my CV and he was like, dude, can you do anything? There's nothing in there. And I was like, well, I can learn. That's everything I brought. Like, everything I had to offer, I can learn. I can improve. I can develop my skills and all that stuff. And I really was willing to do that. But you have to convince somebody that this is really something worth investing in. Like, it's hard. So yeah, I lost my point now, I guess. But just like, if you have to start anew at any point, you can do it either way, you know? Like, if you think, oh no, sorry, now I got back to where I was. I had to find this way, and I made it basically to get a good job to feed my family, even though the circumstances were horrible for that. So, if you, for example, if you're maybe, let's say you're 18, just finished school or something like that, and you think, oh, I would really like to be a League of Legends pro player, and you are something around maybe Diamond or something, or Platinum, and everyone's telling you like, yo, dude, you gotta be Challenger to even get there at any point, and you're trying to climb and climb and climb, it doesn't work out, and your heart's stuck somewhere around Diamond maybe, and you think like, okay, there's no way ever that I am gonna make it as a pro player. I can assure you, if you put enough work in, I mean, there is not a limit to enough. You really have to understand that. There is no limit to enough work. Only your physical and mental limits. The limits that you put for yourself, that you put in there, that you acknowledge as your own limits. If you put in the work that's needed, you are at some point gonna make it. I assure you 150% you are gonna make it. But it's not gonna be nice. It's not gonna be easy, it's not gonna be cool. You will have to do a lot of mistakes to make it through. But it's really worthwhile. If you make the mistakes, first thing, you're gonna learn a lot from those mistakes, and second thing, you're gonna achieve something you never thought would have been possible. And those are some of the biggest victories in a personal life that any human being can experience. I know that because I did it myself. So I'm doing it again. In this case, because becoming a League of Legends team coach as a Silver 2 player basically is not the easiest thing to do. But as I said, there is enough space to put the work in that's needed, and I really hope that I can make myself a name within the League of Legends community with all the stuff that I do here on YouTube and on Reddit. You can follow me on Reddit, you can follow me on Twitter. If you have any questions, post them right below in the comments. And yeah, I really hope that you just don't give up on what you really desire to achieve, or where you want to get in life, or whichever dream you have, that you just first never give it up, and second, you at some point in your life have to go for it. Like, a dream is a fantasy basically, and if you don't follow your dream and you really put everything into it, you're never gonna achieve it. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you like that kind of video format and the stuff that I talk about. If you have any questions, what you want to know about myself or me, my person, whatever it is, just post in comments below. And please, if you want to support me a little bit and to help me on my way to become a League of Legends team coach, subscribe, hit that like button, and whoever you know who might like this stuff that I do, please share my videos, my content, and just talk about it basically. That's a favor that you can do me, and if you want me to do you guys a favor, I will read through every single comment. If you want to share your story in the comments, go for it. I'm really hoping to learn some, or to meet some new cool people through the League of Legends community again, which I already did, thankfully. So thank you guys again, have a good day, have a good night, a good evening, and take care.